Welcome to Edison TV. I'm here with David Richards, Chairman and Chief Executive of WANdisco. David, thank you for joining us. Could you tell us a bit about what WANdisco does?
Yeah, so WANdisco is a software company. We started life in Silicon Valley and then we moved software engineering over to the UK in about 2009. We're in two main markets. Our first market is software development tools, where we enable global collaboration for very large software companies, and some of the world's largest software companies like Hewlett-Packard rely on our software to allow them to develop their software. Other companies like John Deere, who you wouldn't imagine made software, have over 7,000 software engineers. So we have a wide array of blue chip clients using our software development tools. And the second market we're in is in the big data marketplace, which is very famous right now. There's a lot of media buzz, a lot of talk about that space. And we're one of the pioneers in big data. We enable big data to stand up and stay up for enterprise deployments.
So how do you make money out of open source software?
That's a very good question, and it seems kind of counterintuitive that open source is free to download and free to use, and yet people pay money for it. There's a very famous company out there called Red Hat that make money from monetizing open source. So how do you make money in that space? Well, companies pay for enterprise features like high availability and performance and other things that enterprise companies need, like security, and also for support services. So while open source is free to download and free to use, enterprises need the security, safety, and performance features that we can provide.
And you use a subscription license model?
Yes, we do. It's becoming more popular for enterprise software companies to do this now, and actually our end customer likes it as well. So instead of paying all up front, a huge, great big amount, and then paying support services in future years, companies now like to pay each year to use the software. So I think our investors also prefer that because it gives us a very solid foundation to build from. So we have a very, very reliable renewals rate for our subscription services as well.
You've made some big announcements around big data. How will this change your financial profile?
So obviously the big data marketplace is slated to be $50 billion by many analyst firms by 2017. So this marketplace is a fundamental shift in information technology in the whole IT space. And I think that we're at the very heart of that. So the potential for this company to grow is huge. And I'm delighted that we're one of the pioneers in this marketplace.
So how are you achieving such a rapid pace of development?
Well, we acquired a company about 6 months ago now called AltoStore. And AltoStore contained two of the people that first invented this product called Hadoop, which not many people have heard of, but lots of people have used because it's the underlying data structure for Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Yahoo, and many other very famous websites. So we have on staff 2 or 3 of the most well-known, highly renowned developers of big data, so we're able to develop products very quickly.
So how unique is this technology?
Well, we were granted a patent actually in the only way that you can do this thing called replication over a wide area network. And our chief scientist, Dr. Arturo Lad, invented this back in 2005, where he was the distributed systems architect previous to that at Sun Microsystems. So I'd say our technology is very unique. It's been a problem in computer science for over 20 years, and we've solved this problem.
David, how do you give investors assurance that you're in pole position to succeed?
Well, I think the company's performance to date since we IPO'd, which is now almost 12 months ago, it seems like a lot longer, has been very good. And if you go down our checklist of our execution plan, our promises before we did the IPO, we've succeeded in virtually every, well, not in virtually, in every category. That means signing customers, growing revenues, which we recently announced Q1 grew by 96%, which is phenomenal growth, and very few companies in the market can do that. By delivering new products, by entering new markets. And I think it's more about what we've done rather than just words, and I think investors really appreciate that.
Edison described your first year since IPO as textbook. Would you recommend an AIM listing as opposed to traditional VC funding?
I think our IPO was textbook. I mean, the performance of the stock since the IPO has risen, I think, 330% as we sit here today. So I think that's good. Would I recommend it to other companies? Yes, I would. And I think that the AIM market is one of London's best kept secrets, actually. You know, certainly as an alternative to venture capital, which we did look at, where you suffer dilution and maybe loss of control, we're able to take equity, acquire other companies, and move into new markets very efficiently. So Yeah, I think I would recommend AIM, specifically an AIM listing, over venture in certain circumstances. Yes, absolutely.
David Richards of WANdisco, thank you very much for your time. And for more information, please visit the Edison website.